Hello dear students, this is Milind Patwardhan, your course instructor for the course on Mathematical Physics. Welcome to 4Pi Academy. So guys, we were discussing the course on Mathematical Physics and we were discussing the topic on matrices. So in this lecture 3 on the topic that is matrices, we are going to discuss two methods, that is how to find the rank of a matrix, because many times a question is asked on this topic, find the rank of a given matrix, and second one is the diagonalization of a matrix. Now there are various methods by which we can find the rank of a matrix, but since we need to solve the objective type question and therefore we are going to discuss only one method to find the rank of a matrix, which is the easiest one. So let us discuss the method to find the rank of a matrix. So first, what is mean by rank of a matrix? The rank of a matrix is said to be R if it has at least one non-zero minor of order R, and every minor of A of order higher than R is 0. So the rank of a matrix is equal to number of non-zero rows in upper triangular matrix. So it is the number of non-zero rows in upper triangular matrix. Note that non-zero row is that row which does not contain all the elements 0. Now let us take one example from which you will have a clear understanding of how to find the rank of a matrix. So let us take a matrix A, which is equal to, suppose this is the matrix A, which is 1 4 5 2 6 8 and 3 7 22. So these are the elements of the matrix A. Now we need to reduce this matrix to the upper triangular matrix, and for doing that we need to perform some row operations on this matrix. So let us perform the row operation, that is R2 is replaced by R2 minus 2 times R1 and R3 is replaced by R3 minus 3 R1. So when this R2 is replaced by R2 minus 2 R1, so this will become 2 minus 2 times 1, so that is 0. Then 6 minus 2 times 4, that is 6 minus 8, so that is minus 2. Then 8 minus 10, so that will be minus 2. And by performing this operation, that is R3 is replaced by R3 minus 3 R1, so this will become 3 minus 3, so that is 0. Then 7 minus 12, so that is minus 5. Then 22 minus 15, so that is 7. Then perform one operation, that is row operation, that R2 is now replaced by minus half of R2. So we get the first row will remain as it is, that is 1 4 5. Now here R2 is replaced by minus half of R2, so this is 0. Then minus will become plus, and this will become 1. Then minus half into minus 2, so that is again equal to 1. R3 will remain as it is. Then we perform the another operation on this third row, R3, so that this R3 is replaced by R3 plus 5 times R2. So if I perform this row operation on this matrix, then it will be this is R3 plus 5 times R2, so again this is 0. Then minus 5 plus 5 times R2, so minus 5 plus 5, so that is 0. And here we perform this operation, so we get 7 minus 7 plus 5, so 7 plus 5, that is 12. So now we have finished with the row operations, and we get the upper triangular matrix. So you know what is mean by upper triangular matrix. So for a upper triangular matrix, here these are the elements which are present on the principal diagonal, and the elements below the principal diagonal are 0. So such matrix is called as a upper triangular matrix. Now in this upper triangular matrix, we will see that how many rows contain, how many rows are are there which have all the elements as 0, or in other words you can say that you are going to see the number of non-zero rows in this matrix. So here this row is non-zero row, this row is also a non-zero row, and this row is also a non-zero row. It means that number of non-zero rows in this matrix is equal to 3, and therefore the rank of the given matrix is 3. So this is the simplest method that you have to perform the row operations on the matrix and reduce the matrix to the upper triangular matrix and see the number of rows which are the number of non-zero rows in the matrix. And since here in this case the number of non-zero rows is 3, and therefore the rank of the matrix is 3. Let us take one more example and you will have a clear understanding of how to find the rank of a matrix. So let us take now an example of a 4x4 matrix. So if I take the 4x4 matrix like this, then again I have to perform the row operations. So now here I will perform the row operations such that this R2 is replaced by R2 plus 2R1, R3 is replaced by R3 plus 3R1, and R4 is replaced by R4 plus 5R1. So here if I perform these operations on this matrix, then first row will remain as it is, then R2 is replaced by R2 plus 2R1, so it is 2 plus 2, that is 0, then this will be minus 5 plus 4, so that will be minus 1, and so on. So this is our first step. So you will see, you know how to perform these operations, row operations. Then the second step is, after this first step we perform more row operations such that R3 is replaced by R3 minus 2R2 and R4 is replaced by 2 times R2. So we get this matrix. Now this is a upper triangular matrix. So this matrix is reduced to the form of a upper triangular matrix. So these are the elements on the principal diagonal, and elements below the principal diagonal are all 0. So such matrix is a upper triangular matrix. Now you have to count the number of rows. You have to count the number of non-zero rows. So here this row has all its element which are 0. This row has all its element as 0. It means that the number of non-zero rows are only 2, and hence the rank of the matrix will be equal to 2. So this is how we can find the rank of a matrix in a very easy steps. So this is the method for finding the rank of a matrix. Then the next is the diagonalization of a matrix. Now the theorem for the diagonalization of the matrix is, if a square matrix A is of order n and has n linearly independent eigenvectors, then the matrix capital P can be found such that P inverse AP is a diagonal matrix. The result of this theorem shows that a matrix A into P is equal to P into D. So if I pre-multiply on both sides by P inverse, then I will get P inverse AP is equal to P inverse PD. So this P inverse PD will be equal to D, because P inverse into P is the identity matrix. Therefore this matrix, that is P inverse AP, is known as the diagonal matrix. So this is the definition of a diagonal matrix, that diagonal matrix D is defined as P inverse AP. Now this transformation, that is P inverse AP, is known as a similarity transformation, and here this P is known as the modal matrix. This is important. What is meant by modal matrix? So this P is known as the modal matrix, which is found by grouping the eigenvectors of A into a square matrix. So we can found this modal matrix by grouping the eigenvectors of A. So it is basically this matrix P is found by grouping the eigenvectors of A into a square matrix. Let us take an example, and from that you will have a clear understanding of what is mean by the method of diagonalization of a matrix is. So for any matrix A, if you want to find, or if you want to diagonalize that matrix, then first thing is you need to find the modal matrix, because in order to diagonalize this matrix, what is the formula? The formula is P inverse AP. So you need to find the modal matrix first, then you have to find the inverse of that modal matrix, and then this P inverse into AP, that will be your diagonal matrix. So but here this modal matrix is found by grouping the eigenvectors of A, and therefore you need to first find the eigenvectors. Let us take an example that which we have considered in previous lecture, which is based on the previous lecture was based on how to find the eigenvalues and eigenvectors of the matrix. You can please refer to that video also. So we are going to take the same example so that we can demonstrate it very easily, because you will be familiar with that example, and therefore you will be familiar with the eigenvalues and eigenvectors which we have calculated in the previous lecture. So we are taking the same example from the previous lecture, that suppose we have the matrix A, which is 8 minus 6 2 minus 6 7 minus 4 2 minus 4 3. Then first of all you need to find what are the eigenvalues and eigenvectors for the matrix. To find the eigenvalues you need the characteristic equation, and the characteristic equation is determinant of A minus lambda I is equal to 0. Then we have discussed this method which is lambda cube minus which are the minus elements which are present on the diagonal, principal diagonal, that is 8 plus 7 plus 3 lambda square, plus determinant of this 8 minus 6 minus 6 7, plus determinant of 7 minus 4 minus 4 3, plus determinant of 8 2 and 3 multiplied by lambda, then minus determinant of this A, and that should be equal to 0. So if you solve this characteristic equation, then the characteristic equation is lambda cube minus 18 lambda square plus 45 lambda equal to 0. Then if you find the roots of this characteristic equation, then it will be lambda equal to 0, lambda equal to 3, and lambda equal to 15. So these are our eigenvalues. Then for each eigenvalue you are going to find the eigenvectors. So you know what is the method for finding the eigenvectors. So for lambda equal to 0, the matrix A minus lambda I into X is equal to 0. So this will give us 3 simultaneous equations, and from these 3 simultaneous equations we can get the values of by solving these equations we get 5x2 minus 5x3 equal to 0. So 5x2 minus 5x3 is equal to x2 minus x3. Then again we substitute the value in equation 1. So we get 8x1 minus 6x2 plus 2x2 equal to 0. So we get the value of x1 as x2 by 2. Then we get x2 is equal to 2 times x1 and x3 is equal to 2 times x1. So let us consider that x1 is equal to c. Then x2 will be equal to 2c and x3 is equal to 2c. So we can write the eigenvectors x1 as x1, x2, x3 as 1, 2, 2. So these are the eigenvectors for our first eigenvalue, which is lambda equal to 0. Then for next eigenvalue, which is lambda equal to 3, we follow the same process and find the eigenvectors as x2, which are this 2, 1 and minus 2. So these are the eigenvectors for lambda equal to 3. And for lambda equal to 15, again we follow the same process to find the eigenvectors, and we get the eigenvectors x3 as x1, x2, x3, which is equal to 2 minus 2, 1. So these are the eigenvectors for the eigenvalue, which is lambda is equal to 15. So we have calculated now the eigenvectors for each eigenvalue. So the result is x1, that is these are the eigenvectors for lambda equal to 0, which is equal to 1 to 2. Then x2, which are the eigenvectors for this is for eigenvalue which is lambda equal to 0, These are the eigenvectors for the eigenvalue which is lambda is equal to 3, and these are the eigenvectors for lambda is equal to 15. So now our modal matrix P, so this is our modal matrix, and this modal matrix P is formed by grouping the eigenvectors. So here we group these eigenvectors simply the eigenvectors 1 to 2 as the column of this matrix. So this is our column C1, this is C2 and C3. So for C1 we write the eigenvectors as 1 to 2, for C2 we write the eigenvectors as 2 1 minus 2, and for C3 we write the eigenvectors as 2 minus 2 and 1. So by grouping these eigenvectors we get the modal matrix as P. So we find the inverse of this modal matrix as P inverse, and you know the method of finding the inverse of this matrix. You can refer the previous lecture for that, how to find the inverse of the matrix. So first you need to find the cofactors of each element of this matrix, then you have to take the transpose of those cofactors of each element, and that will be called as the adjoint of the matrix, and then the determinant of the matrix multiply 1 upon determinant of the matrix multiplied by the adjoint of the matrix, that will be your P inverse. Now I have calculated this P inverse. I have calculated this P inverse, and it is equal to minus 1 upon 27 times this, that is minus 3 minus 6 minus 6 minus 6 minus 3 6, then minus 6 6 and minus 3. So now the formula to diagonalize the matrix is P inverse AP, and that operation is called as or that transformation is called as the similarity transformation. So we write this diagonal matrix which is P inverse. So if I divide this or divide this by scalar which is minus 1 by 27, so it will become 1 by 9, and this minus minus sign will become plus. So I can take this as 1 by 9 into this is 1 to 2, 2 1 minus 2 and 2 minus 2 1. So this is the P inverse. So this is my P inverse. Then yes, so this is my P inverse, which is 1 by 9 into this is 1 to 2, 2 1 minus 2, 2 minus 2 1. Then this is my original matrix which is A, which is 8 minus 6 2 minus 6 7 minus 4 2 minus 4 3, which I need to diagonalize, and this is my modal matrix which is P. So this is my modal matrix which is 1 to 2, 2 1 minus 2 and 2 minus 2 1. So the formula for the diagonalization matrix is P inverse AP, which is this. So I keep this P inverse as it is first and solve the matrix multiplication of this A with P first. So when you know the process of multiplication of a matrix, that you have to perform the operation like this is the row and then this column multiplication, that will be your element. So let us do this calculation over here. So that will be 8 into 1, so that is 8. Then minus 6 into 2, so 8 minus 6 into 2, that is 12. Then plus 2 into 2, that is 4. So this is my first element of the product matrix. Then next is you have to perform this row with this column for this element, and therefore 8 into 2, that is 16. Then minus 6 into 1, that is minus 6. Then 2 into minus 2, that is minus 4. So this will be my second element. Then for the third element it will be 8 into 2, that is 16. Then minus 6, minus 6 into minus 2, that is plus 12, and 2 into 1, that is 2. So this element will be 8 minus 12, that is minus 4 plus 4, so that is 0. Then 16 minus 6, that is 6. 16 minus 6, that is 10. 10 minus 4, that is 6. So this is my second element, which is 6. And 16 plus 12 plus 2, so that is 14 plus 16, that is equal to 30. So in a similar way you can perform the multiplication and find that your matrix matches with these values or not. So the product of A with P is this matrix, which is 0, 6, 30, then 0, 3, minus 30, and 0, minus 6, 15. Then I will perform the multiplication of this matrix with this matrix, which is the multiplication of P inverse with AP, and finally I will get the result as 1 by 9 into 0, 0, 0, 0, 27, 0, and 0, 0, 135. So if I divide this each element by 9, then finally I will get the diagonal matrix, which is equal to 0, 3, 0, 0, 3, 0, 0, 0, 0, then 0, 3, 0, and 0, 0, 15. So if you look at this diagonal matrix, what do you observe over here is this diagonal matrix is nothing but a matrix in which it is a diagonal matrix in which the elements of the diagonal matrix are nothing but they are the eigenvalues. So here this diagonal matrix is nothing but a matrix of the diagonal matrix of the eigenvalues, in which the diagonal elements are the eigenvalues of the matrix. So we have calculated the eigenvalues of the matrix as lambda is equal to 0, 3, and 15. So when you diagonalize the matrix, then the diagonal matrix is nothing but, here it is the matrix of eigenvalues present on the principal diagonal, and rest of the elements are 0. So this is the diagonal matrix. So we have discussed how to find the rank of a matrix, and we have taken 2 examples on this, how to find the rank of matrix. Then we have discussed the method of diagonalization of a matrix, that is what is the theorem for the diagonal matrices. Then we have seen what is mean by the modal matrices, and this transformation is called as, this transformation, that is P inverse AP is equal to D. This transformation is known as the similarity transformation, and here this P is known as the modal matrix, which is found by grouping the eigenvectors of A into a square matrix. So we have taken the problem in which we have already find out what are the eigenvalues of the matrix are. Then from that we have calculated what are the eigenvectors. Then we have grouped these eigenvectors into a matrix in order to form the modal matrix. So this is our modal matrix, which is obtained by grouping the eigenvectors. Then we have found what is the P inverse of this modal matrix, and then in order to diagonalize this matrix we take the product, which is P inverse AP, and then by solving this we get the diagonal matrix in which the elements on the principal diagonal are the eigenvalues and the rest of the elements are 0. So if you like this lecture, then please provide a review for the course if you like it. You can do it by visiting the review section as below on our website, which is 4piacademy.com, and you may also ask questions in the comment section of the lecture, which will allow us to serve you better. So please do leave a reply in the reply section. Thank you.